Good morning, everyone. My name is Julia Steele, and I'm a senior in high school. Today I will be talking to you about one of the greatest difficulties teens face in today's society, mental illness. My goal is to explain what many kids are dealing with and to share a little bit about my personal experience. I will be including quotes written by teens and individuals from social media and other sources. The years of adolescence are a very difficult time for many individuals. Our generation has seen a great increase in mental health issues, and although the reason for this is still being debated, it is apparent that there is much to be concerned about. Some of the biggest issues concerning mental health that teens face today include depression, anxiety, anorexia, and bulimia. There is still a great stigma around these disorders, and young people struggle to be understood and accepted by their parents, teachers, and peers. I am a frequent user of social media sites, and about 2 years ago I created an account that I used for venting and expressing my feelings about some things I was dealing with, particularly anxiety and depression. I followed other accounts that were similar to mine, people that were also struggling and had found a place where they were free to speak about their feelings and experiences. It was through this social outlet that I first heard the words trigger, self-harm, and eating disorder. I started to see pictures that scared me. I remembered back in middle school when I heard that one of my friends had been hurting herself. I had thought, what do you mean? That can't be true. Why would someone want to do that? As my anxiety and depression got worse, I started to understand more what others were feeling and why they did what they did. I read what people had to say, and I felt that I could relate to a lot of it. Here's a snippet I found on Tumblr that illustrates what having anxiety is like. So anxiety saying, okay, but what if? And I say, homie, we went over this like 100 times yesterday, we totally resolved it. And then anxiety says, yeah, but I've looked at it from a new angle and there's like 20 more reasons why you should be worried about it. Go on. And now I'll be reading some quotes from teens that have experienced mental health related issues. I don't think people understand how stressful it is to explain what's going on in your head when you don't even understand it yourself. Some days I feel everything at once. Other days I feel nothing at all. I don't know which is worse, drowning beneath the waves or dying from the thirst. Having an anxiety disorder is like that moment when your chair almost tips or you miss a step going down the stairs, but it never stops. How long do I have to keep fighting until it's considered okay to want to give up? I'm sorry, but I would rather die than wake up tomorrow feeling the way I feel right now. Something amazing that I have experienced these past few years are great friends who are supportive and unconditionally caring. Although being a teen is tough, having friends who understand makes things a whole lot easier. I've heard it said that a true friend is someone who understands your past, believes in your future, and accepts you today just the way you are. I feel incredibly lucky to have people like this in my life. I also feel very proud of those who have gone through difficult times and have continued to fight for their happiness and for the happiness of others. This short letter was written from one struggling teen to another. You asked me today why I think your life is precious and should not be stolen by a knife or a gunshot. My response was simple. Your existence in itself is a miracle. You live on the only planet in the solar system, maybe even in the universe, that's capable of withstanding life. You go through each day breathing air made naturally by trees. You have a house that holds dear memories of you and the ones you hold close to your heart. But most of all, you keep going. When you hit rock bottom, you look at the positives. Your ability to smile in the face of destruction and chaos is a miracle, and therefore so are you. Unfortunately, in the past, 2 close friends of mine have attempted to end their life. They're both okay now, and I'm very grateful that recovery was possible for them. It gives me hope that it's possible for many others. Many people in our generation have worked to challenge the stigmas around mental disorders. Here are a few quotes which include some things that teens want others to know about mental illness. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and your kids' mental health is more important than their grades. Depression is not a choice. It's not just a phase, but it doesn't last forever either. Being depressed doesn't mean that I'm suicidal, dangerous, or a drug addict. I take medication to balance the chemicals in my brain, not for fun. I don't want to feel ashamed for my mental illness. Depression doesn't define me. I'm a real person with real value. I'm not broken. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I take responsibility for myself just as any other person. The brain is an organ. Mental illnesses are illnesses of that organ. Brain scans show that there is a physical difference between a healthy brain and a sick brain. The brain can malfunction as much as any other part of the body. I want to talk to you about my depression like you talk to me about your flu. Sometimes just knowing I have someone to talk to makes all the difference. It's important to know about stigmas and how we can increase awareness about mental health and what we can do to help, so we can hopefully improve the situation and prevent tragedies. To conclude this sermon, I wanted to share a few quotes that I thought were really cool and that have given me hope through difficult times. I am learning every day to allow the space between where I want to be and where I am to inspire me and not terrify me. Anonymous. It's worth it to stay alive. Because life is hard in the moment, it's difficult to see what can be down the road. You get tunnel vision and think that the current moment is all you have left. But that's not it. There can be more. Please let there be more. Please stay alive. That was Josh Dunn. Life is amazing, and then it's awful, and then it's amazing again. And in between the amazing and the awful, it's ordinary and mundane and routine. Breathe in the amazing, hold on through the awful, and relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's just living, heartbreaking, soul-healing, amazing, awful, ordinary life. And it's breathtakingly beautiful. Elar Nost. Thank you for listening.